Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome William Rickert, Teachers College Board of Trustees.
Please be seated. Good morning. Along with Jack Hyland, I'm co-chairman of the Board of Trustees of Teachers College, and I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony. On behalf of the entire TC community, I welcome you to the 2014 Masters Convocation. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Susan H. Furman.
Good morning, and welcome to the most joyous occasion on the calendar of Teachers College, when we honor the talented, energetic, and dedicated women and men who are ready to lead the charge into the future. Congratulations, graduates, you made it. Congratulations as well to those who helped you make it to this day, our outstanding faculty. Our dedicated staff, and of course, your families and partners. We're also proud of our graduates today. And isn't it marvelous that this ceremony is being watched over by two magnificent birds flying above us in this majestic cathedral? What awe-inspiring works of art to contemplate as you leave TC and soar into your own future. This is a wonderful day in so many ways, a day for you to reflect on what you've accomplished at TC and to look ahead to what you hope to achieve in the years to come. And of course, this is a day to celebrate. I want you to know that you stand on the shoulders of giants, the leaders and pioneers who have walked the halls of TC for more than 125 years and have helped to change the world in so many ways. I'm particularly awed by the brilliance and insight of our founders and early leaders who nurtured this institution as a world-renowned center of new ideas, practices, and fields of inquiry. In fact, TC's visionaries also provided the blueprint for subsequent schools of education. As graduates, you can be rightly proud of the far-reaching influence of your alma mater. You are the heirs of the vision of our first dean, James Earl Russell, who called for training which would enable the student to see the relationships existing everywhere in the various fields of knowledge, even the unity of all knowledge. What a fitting way to describe the education you've received here. Russell's enduring vision is even more relevant today in our hyper-connected and turbocharged world. We need more than ever to seek knowledge, understanding, and connection. This is the TC way. I urge you to continue to put Russell's vision into action in whatever you do and whatever your sphere of influence may be, whether it be one child or an entire nation. As you go into the world armed with your TC degree, I also want you to take pride in our legacy of firsts. It's a long list and continues to grow. Consider the fields that started here. Among them are educational psychology, social studies, urban education, gifted education, conflict resolution, the community school, nursing education, arts education, dance education, nutrition education, international and comparative education, spirituality and psychology, and special education. The list is long and growing. TC also established the nation's first academic department focused on the study of curriculum and teaching, granted the first graduate degrees in physical education, and had the first School of Education program in computing and education. And remember that TC is the birthplace of the community school, the scholarly textbook, the yellow school bus, and the song, Happy Birthday. Just as TC graduates helped to shape the 19th and 20th centuries, so too will you have a lasting impact on this still young century. I'm confident you will lead the way to that better future and create your own legacy of firsts with a distinctly 21st century twist. One graduate seeking to answer a critical and very 21st century question: how do popular social media and technologies affect the developing minds and emotions of adolescents? Rebecca Chad, who receives an MA in clinical psychology today, has been exploring that question in her research and practice. Rebecca worked with Professor Barry Farber at TC to assess the impact of Facebook and other social media on the way individuals form emotional attachments and interact with one another. But she doesn't stop there. Rebecca also works as a vocational counselor at the Adolescent Skills Center in the Bronx and conducts research with the New York State Psychiatric Institute to determine risk for dropping out or having mental health conditions among young people of low socioeconomic status. Rebecca hopes to one day go into private practice, but for now she'll do research at the nexus of psychology and technology and use psychoanalysis as a tool for understanding the relationship between identity, attachment, and social media. She says, especially in this fast-charged times, I love how psychoanalysis takes its time. It's all in the process. Rebecca, those are refreshing words in this day and age. May your journey lead to wonderful discoveries for you and the lives of those who you touch. Let me also tell you about Carly Lagroteria, who today receives her master's degree in politics and education. Carly inherited from her family a commitment to public education as the path to social and economic progress. She also caught the political bug in 4th grade when she was elected class president. At TC, Carly merged her passions for public education and politics in our Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis. She worked with EPSA faculty to organize a major conference at TC this spring on the emerging problem of segregation and inequity in the nation's suburban schools and communities. And she gained valuable experience serving as Assistant Director of Government Relations in our Department of External Affairs. Carly says TC has given her the strategies and tools to make positive change. And she adds, I'm coming away with some very smart people on speed dial. Now Carly plans to do what she can to advance public education. Her goal is to start a nonprofit PR/political consulting firm that would assist educational organizations that can't afford such services. Carly, our best wishes to you as you continue to make a difference. There are so many more wonderful stories among our graduates. You've engaged in research, learning, and practice that is helping to change lives, work that will resonate after you leave here today. So I expect great things from you as TC graduates. You're uniquely prepared to meet the complex and sometimes confounding challenges we face in our city, our nation, and our world. The challenges are very similar to those at the time of TC's founding 126 years ago. Industrialization and technology were creating both vast wealth and deep economic uncertainty. A vast new influx of people was pouring into the U.S. from nations around the world. Communities were grappling with issues of health, race relations, poverty, and education. Sound familiar? Previous generations relied on our public schools to address many of these challenges, as we must today. Historically, the American public school system has served as the very foundation upon which we build a democratic society and educate individuals from around the world to fully participate in society. American public schools are unique in the world in this regard, open to everyone, educating all, and offering hope and opportunity for a better future. However, as we all know, these days public schools are under pressure on many fronts, from major changes in curriculum and assessment, an oppressive accountability environment, to the challenge of educating students with increasingly diverse backgrounds and needs. After 60 years, after the landmark Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision Persistent segregation and inequity still plague our schools. Alternatives proposed as opportunities for enhanced school choice often exacerbate stratification and separation. Yes, we demand a great deal from our schools, and there is no shortage of those who find fault with the current state of public education. But there are so many positive aspects to build on and to celebrate, and so many creative and remarkable minds dedicated to our public schools. For instance, the talented and committed educators and school leaders who are graduating from TC this week. Many of you will work in some area of public education, and this is particularly exciting. As the people of TC, we all have a moral obligation to harness the power of our great institution to extend the promise and opportunity of public education for all children today and to future generations. Indeed, that's an essential part of our mission at Teachers College. So clearly, we have much work ahead to strengthen our schools and our society. Now more than ever, we must transform our schools to ensure every child has access to an excellent education. We must harness the power of technology and groundbreaking research on how the mind works to support more effective learning. We must help share policy and practice on physical and mental health to address the most pressing needs in our communities, and so much more. TC has given you a strong foundation. Now it's up to you to put your own visions into action. This is your time to seize, your moment to make a difference. Despite our daunting challenges, I know you can do this. As you go forth from here today, I urge you to honor the spirit of TC in all that you do. I want to leave you with the words of one of our founders, Nicholas Murray Butler, who wrote during another time of tremendous change and challenge, "Optimism is essential to achievement, and it is also the foundation of courage and true progress." Remember his words and look to the future with optimism and the courage to change the world. Congratulations. We have now reached the moment in this ceremony when we honor an extraordinary individual whose life's work has advanced the cause of education while upholding TC's core mission to foster excellence and equity in the fields we serve. Among those honored at past ceremonies were Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Coretta Scott King, Senator George Mitchell, Pete Seeger, Thomas Friedman, Lee Shulman, Gail Collins, Spike Lee, Linda Darling Hammond, and many others. This year we're honoring 4 eminent exemplars: Temple Grandin, International Champion of Autism Rights and Humane Treatment of Animals, and Professor of Animal Sciences at Colorado State University. Sonia Nieto, Professor Emerita of Language, Literacy, and Culture at the School of Education, University of Massachusetts, Amherst. The Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts III, President of the State University of New York College at Old Westbury and pastor of the Abyssinian Baptist Church. And Nobel Laureate Carl Wyman, Professor of Physics and Education at Stanford University. Professor Nieto was honored at yesterday's convocation ceremony. The Reverend Dr. Butts will be honored this afternoon. Carl Wyman will address the doctoral hooding ceremony tomorrow. Temple Grandin will be honored presently and will deliver her remarks. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Professor Lisa Miller.
Congratulations. Thank you, President Furman. Dr. Temple Grandin, our medalist, please might you join me at the podium. Dr. Temple Grandin, you argue that if autism were removed from the human gene pool, that we would be left standing in caves, chatting and socializing, but getting nothing done. Your outstanding accomplishments lend credence to this possibility. Yet we honor you today foremost for so generously sharing your story, your own story with the world, and in doing so, reshaping our understanding of autism and the greatness of human potential. In part, your message has been that if someone who did not speak until the age of 4 can be celebrated by the Times Magazine as one of the world's most influential people, there is great possibility for us all. You have underscored the rich variety of human intellect, reminding us that different is not less, and so very often turns out to be more. Your hallmark has been your remarkable ability to imagine others' viewpoints, to identify strengths that society has overlooked, marginalized, or identified wrongly as deficits. You eloquently describe the difficulties that abstract concepts in algebra pose for some children, particularly those whose thinking is photorealistic visual, that great asset that enabled you to design a humane livestock restraint system that revolutionized the meat industry. As reflected in the wonderfully titled HBO movie, Temple Grandin, you hit upon your vision of cattle chutes that reduce stress by literally putting yourself in the animal's place to tap their natural behavioral instinct. Dr. Grandin, for you is named a school for students with autism. You inspire thousands of children and their families. Now, as our American education system serves an ever more diverse range of learners, your insights stand to benefit an even farther and broader audience. For your fearless and energetic campaign to recognize and realize the inherent gifts and great worth of all human beings, we proudly present you with Teachers College's Award for Distinguished Service.
Well, I'm really honored, and I want to just thank all the great teachers I had. I had a great speech teacher, my mother was a great teacher, and I had a wonderful science teacher. You know, kids that get labeled with the milder forms of autism have uneven skills. Some are visual thinkers, like me, couldn't do algebra. What saved me back in the 60s was finite math. That was the educational fad of the time. There's mathematical thinkers that have trouble with reading. I see too many of these little smart third graders being held back. They can do that college math book, they should have it. Then there's word thinkers. Now, we have to have evidence today, and in my new book, The Autistic Brain, I present the scientific evidence. There's been a lot of discussion about Common Core. I think you need to look at that as a destination, not tell good teachers how to get to that destination. And one of the worst things that's going on in the schools today is taking out all the skilled trades, taking out all the hands-on classes, art and music and things of this sort. In the hotel last night, I read the student's speech, but two words kept coming up: pioneer and passion. How do students find their passions? I got interested in cattle because I was exposed to them in high school. Another child might get interested in music because he played a musical instrument in band. But if they take away band, then he doesn't find out he likes a musical instrument. You policymakers out there, please don't be abstract. You gotta get out of that office, get out in the field, find out what's actually going on. I'm seeing too many policymakers today that go, kind of college, go right into a job inside Washington, D.C. They've never done a real job like teaching. The other thing I've learned from working in the construction industry is, you know, you got to design a project, you got to build it, you got to get it done, you got to make it work. It's kind of a project mentality. Also, I am a bottom-up thinker. My concepts are formed with specific examples. So you want to reform schools? Let's do it one school at a time, and then tell people how you did it. Another thing that I have found, when I was young, when I was your age, I thought I could fix everything with the right equipment. You've got to have the management to go with that equipment. That's equally important. And I want to just finish up. Who do you think built this cathedral? I'm going to bet you the cathedrals were built by a lot of kids that are in special ed today. The dyslexic kids, the ADHD kids, the mildly autistic kids. I'm looking at this beautiful window right now up there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, somebody that was shy, not very social, you know, probably made that. You see, in the era of the cathedrals, those talents were valued. I'm worried today about too many of these kids going nowhere. We need skilled trades. The next time the subway floods, next time the substation's drowned, you're going to need that misfit to go in there and fix it. That's the sort of thing he needs to be doing. So I want you to think about that. You know, look at these windows and think about who made them. A lot of special ed kids working on that stuff. And today, too many of them are getting addicted to video games, and we just can't let them do that. Nope, we got to get out there, and you got to get them out there doing real stuff. Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome student speaker Dana Doherty, EDM candidate, Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, administrators, and proud family members and friends of our graduates. My name is Dana Doherty, and it is amazing to stand before you in the midst of reflecting on what we have just accomplished. I entered TC 2 years ago, seeking opportunities to learn new skills, to stretch my mind, and to deepen my knowledge of how my career interests align with my personal values and beliefs. I stand before you now, similarly wondering what I am seeking as I enter the working world. One thing stands out. I seek growth and opportunities to grow. While at TC, I have personally grown in 3 ways. I have grown within, I've grown up, and I've grown out through what I would like to call my 3 Ps: my peers, my professors, and my profession. So, as we go out into the working world, I point you to these 3 Ps as an encouragement in your future growth. First, I grew within because of my peers. I chose TC's counseling psychology program largely because of their multicultural approach. I found like-minded peers with passions and interests similar to mine, seeking to serve compassionately within diverse communities and who are willing to fight boldly against social injustice and oppression. At TC, I have found a group of friends who were not friends based on convenience. They are peers with varying life experiences and passions, whose diverse personal and intellectual interests have shaped and influenced my professional goals. It was one of the first times that I felt appreciated for being authentic, witty, and at times quirky. My peers and friends are living models of unique strengths that I admire and hope to add to who I am as a person. Their honest, positive, and constructive feedback, fostered by being in a counseling program, has nurtured my growth within and helped me to confidently clarify who I am. As you move into the working world, seek peers or colleagues who will give you critical feedback to help you grow within and who will deepen your knowledge of who you are as a person. Challenge yourself to find a person from a different cubicle, office, or even department, and reflect on the influence your intersecting identities have on your work. Second, I grew up because of my professors. In March, while walking past the Women's History Month bulletin board, I read the responses to their question, "Which women have influenced your life?" I was touched to read the names of faculty members from my department. As I kept walking, I reflected on what one of my mentors once told me. He said, "Dana, when you are searching for career opportunities, don't ask yourself, what do I want to do? Instead, ask, who do you want to be like?" His words and the sentiments shared by students about TC faculty members made me grateful for the opportunity to collaborate with leaders in my profession. They have walked alongside me as I have learned what it means to lead in my profession. Having professors who continue to foster my leadership skills enabled me to grow up more. I encourage you to seek out mentors, whether they are supervisors, activists, policymakers, scientists, or educators, to begin a dialogue that will recognize and cultivate your leadership capacity, helping shape you into the leaders you want to become. Thinking about my role models leads me to the third and final P, profession. I grew out because of my profession. Many of us have read Paulo Freire's 1970 English translated version of Pedagogy of the Oppressed. If you have not read it, consider it post-graduation homework as part of your not-so-light summer reading list. Freire advances a liberating perspective of education as a dialectic. Students are pushed to critically think through answers and to take an active role in their learning, rather than being passively filled with knowledge like empty vessels. Many people have asked me why the counseling psychology department is housed in a school of education. To me, it makes perfect sense. I have come to realize that a large part of my role as a counselor is teaching. I work with clients to empower themselves and to deepen their self-awareness. We work together to remove restraints that prevent them from more freely living their lives. Through our practicum, fieldwork, and internship opportunities in our respective departments, we have brought theory and practice together and have started on our path to becoming professionals. As we do so, we grow out. Growing out into our professions means pioneering in a collaborative way. It means pursuing original ideas and passions and sharing our skills, knowledge, and privilege with others. It requires us to meet people where they are. It means furthering research and practice through giving back to communities who can partner with us to benefit from these ideas. It means taking others with us, helping them grow, and fanning the flames of their passion. In sum, be willing to learn from those around you. Teach and be willing to be taught. And leave your legacy wherever you go. Thank you, and congratulations to the Teachers College graduating class of 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Julia Weldon, Master's Candidate, Department of Arts and Humanities.
know. You never know. You never know. Oh, when it'll find you. You never know. Oh, when it'll find you and creep up behind you. And so the ocean comes and pulls you under. Get up, get up, get up above the water. All the people you belong to, their hands upon your heart. Give up, give up, give up what you hold on to. You never know what you might harbor. You never know what you might harbor underneath all that armor. And so the ocean comes and pulls you under. Get up, get up, get up above the water. All the people you belong to, their hands upon your heart. Give up, give up, give up what you hold on to. All the people you belong to with their hands upon your heart. Give up, give up, give up what you hold on to. You never know. You never know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now recognize each of the master's degree candidates.
Good morning. I had the pleasure of welcoming many of you to Teachers College when we first admitted you. For some of you, this was this past year. For others, maybe the year before. And for some of you, let's just say that it was a very, very long time ago. Congratulations, nonetheless, to all of you on your amazing achievement. At this time, it gives us great pleasure to read the names of those candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Philosophy, and Master of Science degrees at Teachers College, Columbia University. All degrees will be conferred at the Columbia University ceremony tomorrow. Thank you very much, and now, the candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Philosophy, and Master of Science degrees.
Good afternoon. I know you're all eager to hear your candidate's name, I just want to let you know that they're not lined up in alphabetical order, so please listen carefully. I'd now like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Behavioral Sciences. Alicia Price.
Joan Murray.
Peter Barali.
Lauren Tindorf.
Joseph Cancellieri.
Shauna Glover.
Carla Montoya.
Allison Carhart.
Angelica Briones.
Mura Miranda.
Teresa Donahue.
Cesar Nunez.
Bianca Alamoto.
Rebecca Wall.
Sarah Patonker.
Christina Salgado.
Danielle Liebert.
Trillium Sellers. Tirth Patel. Kayla Stinson. Grace Chan. Ilana Washington.
Katrina Andreas.
Sue Hollenberg.
Kelly Ann Beers.
Colin O'Neill.
Chala Kantarjigal.
Donovan Dinson.
Carol Park.
Stephen Buller.
Jessica Riadi.
Nina Saha.
Shazida Khan.
Lucy Owen.
Cindy Alves.
Danielle Allen.
Wenli Chen.
Justine Allen.
Yenhui Lai.
Allison Cobran.
Amber Khan.
Leah Hakimian.
Nicole Moriali.
Kimberly DiRienzo.
Daniela Ragucci.
Allison Lekich.
Ariana DeChico.
Eleni Gikas.
Leanne Scatino.
Melissa Roth.
Galmordicut Chuen.
Rebecca McDaniels.
Amy Liu.
Audrey Monolay.
Jennifer Stannis.
Tina Young.
Elizabeth Carroll.
Natalie Zaria.
Shannon Lukovich.
Adriana Figueroa.
Camille Zimmerman.
Yolanda Perez.
Priya Ramaswamy.
Ebony Turner.
Kitsia Collard.
Robin Weaver.
Natalia Medina.
Jessica Hopkins.
Mako Ashida.
Maria Victoria Almeida.
Mary Linnell Paz.
Jichuan Gao.
Sunit Garaya.
Nicole Miofsky.
Noelia Riquelme Ramirez. Pik Jun Kwa.
Lynn Shilly Neves. Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences please stand and recognize our candidates?
I'd now like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology. Liat Siegel.
Lauren Gill.
Judith Christie.
Suzanne Rinaldi.
Randolph Scott McLaughlin.
Emanuela Capizza.
Mariela Saavedra Karkin.
Kara Buddha.
Nicole Chunta.
Jocania de los Santos.
Jasmine Dayan.
Alexandra von Ritzhoff.
Andrea Stacknewitz.
Estrelita Ballister.
Alexa Pillay.
Natasha Boyadizieva.
Andrew Peng.
Sally Minkovich.
Jacqueline Bryce.
Tamaki Hosada.
Carlo Nati.
Robert Cox Jr.
Afshan Lada.
Iraz Perezlioglu.
Suhyun Kim.
Sarah Snyder.
Johnny Rivas.
Sarah Duncan.
Lawrence Groh.
Debbie Ross.
Isabel Riccardi.
Leah Alcide.
Laura Diamond.
Andrea Mascaro.
Hillary Moore.
Danielle Schultz.
Jenny Kim.
Lauren Grabowski.
Caitlin Byrne.
Jehan Fan.
Naralyn Mendez.
Chen Zhang.
Amanda Stevens.
Shuyi Liu.
Lauren Tavares.
Sunny Ho.
Marie Sternard.
Grace Sue.
Donica Sinclair.
Pinjen Wen.
Jade Johnson.
Tehuak Brian Quem.
Colette Gregory.
Leonard Soivan.
Tiana Otley.
Susana Lucero.
Rachel Waba.
Jenna Lutz.
Dana Doherty.
Ariel Emanuel.
Charles Polaronicus.
Mira Shore.
Moni Sarkar.
Brianna Kachavan.
Vered Valeria Latman.
Melanie Love.
Begum Ogo Zukara.
Christina Doyon.
Junimar Alfonso.
Jeanette Chong.
Allison Tran.
Mona Khalid.
Laura Benbikako.
Berglin Thrasserdotter.
Kimia Putzi.
David Lynch.
Rachel Rich.
Nuruddin Knight.
Dory Lewis.
Anton Babushkin.
Brittany Bonner.
Jennifer Thomas. Mia Carlson. Megan LeMay. Eliza Wersbinska. Wei Tsi. Esther Sin.
Mika McKnight.
Tamar Siegel.
Jessica Villanueva.
Mary Birarali.
Yolanda Whitner.
Rachel Diamond.
Catherine Sprague.
Lindsay Myers.
Catherine Helligy.
Elizabeth Martin.
Emily Hayden.
Catherine Taranjo.
Paige Salzberg.
Silvana Catoyo.
Nicole Reiner.
Naomi Rayfield.
Laura Saffold.
Christina Goon.
Emily Waldinger.
Dana St. Cyr.
Maureen West.
Marissa Andaloro.
Lauren Rosenblatt.
Zhonghui Hong.
Brian Townsend.
Haeyeon Kim.
Alyssa Lagenthal.
Miriam Akbar.
Katie Lozier.
Belinda Yu.
Kaylee Hawkridge.
Sandy Wang.
Amanda Rosenberg.
Carolyn Laguya.
Stephanie Wong.
Mohini Bhargava.
Daniel Kefferell.
Eileen Fung.
Kristen Lyons.
Eugenia Mashavau.
Richard Lanton.
Maru Shin.
Emily Sands.
Rashan Miles.
Anna Marchenko.
Stephanie Grimaldi.
Elizabeth Geiger.
Erica Pasmino.
Megan Sardana.
Samantha Sherman.
Michael Levy.
Courtney Formicola.
Momoko Takanashi.
Samantha Scavone.
Philippa Sophie Connolly.
Jared Brooks Hammond.
Marie Hansen.
Miriam Stotsky.
Emily Lerner.
Melanie Chan.
Rebecca Chad.
Ruby Igas Arroyo.
Lindsay Wallace.
Cecily Dean.
Christine Keller.
Ariel Ortiz.
Rustin Ibrahim.
Jessica Teicher.
Chantel Little.
Ayun Akpawa.
Nathan Wood.
Dihang Zhang.
Sharon Spriggs.
Catherine Kirkinis.
Sophie Kay.
Carmen Kahuhana Karai.
Shauna Stotts.
Maria Pena.
Talat Shazadi.
Lauren Halixer.
Sarah Sandel.
Joseph Linewan.
Catherine Durham.
Indurua Puthirunya.
Asala Halaj.
Christine Vidaijet.
Tara Fazelboy.
Chak Wong.
Charlotte Cezana.
Li Jing Shai. Li Jing Chai is an Edith Shi Scholar. She is presented by TC trustee Edith Shi. Edith is one of the many hundreds of donors who support the Teachers College Scholarship Fund. Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology please stand to recognize our candidates?
Congratulations. I'd now like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Education, Policy, and Social Analysis. Solana Chetman.
Carly Lagrocheria.
Anoki Dave.
Lydia Chan.
Chanel McLewis.
Lynn Ye.
Casimir Smith.
David Lee.
Danique Reed.
Ann Carnahan.
Vincent Jones.
Yuting Go.
Emmeline Sosa.
Emily Burgess.
Stephanie Leonetti.
Sunghyun Lee.
Akila Harrell.
Vivian Ting.
Sarah Sadiq.
Muhan Wang.
Renee Morgan.
Aing Lee.
Fiorella Padraglio.
Wei Liang.
Benjamin Silliman.
Ji Gao.
Nick Grimberg.
Ye Miao.
Jamie DeSantis.
Yifang Liu.
Jiaochen Zhu.
Yoming So.
Hoiji Yan.
Stephen Morrisitz.
Ying Chao Dai.
Lindsay Moshette.
Stephanie Relajano.
Shamina Khan.
Jin Lui.
Brittany Williams.
Lynn Ma.
Elizabeth Williams.
Kimberly Walker.
Jennifer Alexander.
Valor Zarzar.
Tamika Spence.
Ariel Murphy.
Pamela Vogel.
Emily Murphy.
Alan Wright.
Lauren Meyer.
Carolina Kazmiri Barker.
Tianming U.
Amy Kiyota.
Grace Kim.
Iza Meyer.
Rosina Janu.
Changbing Wu.
Maureen Farrellwright.
Teiko Suga.
Jill Grossman.
James Hadley.
Jane Griesinger.
Alexis Betancourt.
Sarah Marlowe.
Romero Ross.
Chelsea Johnson.
Samson Lim.
Albert Paez. Kiara Coppell.
Tamara Sachs. Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis please stand and recognize our candidates?
All right, well done. I'd like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Health and Behavioral Studies. Patricia Jean Pugh.
Allison Pelcher.
Anne Leghorn McCracken.
Megan Sutcliffe.
Allison O'Neill.
Brooke Salomon.
Ruth Catherine Smith.
Rebecca Podell.
Alyssa Strang.
Michelle Fox.
Elizabeth Luetis.
Jeannie Lee.
Nicole Kumar.
Haley Spiesman.
Ricky Betancourt.
Kimberly Varelis.
Dan Turret.
Alyssa Chaplin.
Mallory Johnson.
Alexandra Arditi.
Hallie Fishberg.
Shani Marianoski.
Erica Kassendorf.
Rebecca Shiner.
Heather Werblow.
Leslie Schermler.
Marion Royce.
Stephanie Kuri.
Milikor Kahulis.
Julie Brown.
Ryan Renault.
Alice Brown.
Jana Guberman.
Christine Pereira.
Santya Narayanan.
Minji
Narayanan.
Lee.
Evelyn So.
Ilis O'Connell.
Inq Mac.
Lucy Schlosser.
Yang Yang.
Eliana Reamer.
Elizabeth McCallie.
Erica Roncasi.
Victoria Martinet.
Dana Dito.
Elizabeth Canapari.
Brendan McCabe.
Sharon Arnold.
Michael Sagum.
Margaret Cromwell.
Morgan Davies.
Chanel Gilmer.
Rachel Walker.
Allison Scheibel.
Sarah Kramer.
Swati Visa Pradiga.
Mary Ann Woody.
Farhana Ahmed.
Tracy Colvin.
Megan Costello.
Nicole Paganati.
Lori Flick.
Kayla Johnson.
April Eisworth.
Samantha Thomas.
Rebecca Galley.
Nicole Shaw.
Sarah Silsila.
Azadeh Malakan.
Jessica Horton.
Tracy Kurland.
Helena Tendler.
Karen Haneke.
Bianca Vassar.
Daniela Rabinovich.
Sarah McLaughlin.
Lauren Madahi.
Frank Frias.
Julia Rosenbaum.
Allison Abrams.
Anna Libovici.
Marissa Gruber.
Emilia Stiverson.
Brianna Burwell.
Greta Coleman.
Youngbin Kim.
Catherine Staffery.
Ginger Harms.
Elizabeth Ginn.
Talar Aiden.
Betty Catherine Castro Hines.
Kelly Mercarella.
Jennifer Markowitz.
Michelle Dragasis.
Regina Rinaldi.
Lindsay Williamson.
Karen Scheidler.
Amanda Kennedy.
Kathleen Graham.
Stephanie Clark.
Yvette Griffin.
Alexandra Kane.
Joanne Duncan Karnashali.
Natasha Storonsky.
Adetutu Adekoya.
Caitlin Fitzgerald.
Alejandrina Canelo Villafana.
Lauren Gajewski.
Donna Lee.
Lauren Ferrara.
Tasneem Meradia.
Stilani Mbazikos.
Emily Mathis.
Daniela Phelan.
Amanda Luciano.
Jessica Espinosa.
Melanie Cruxashart.
Layson Eccles.
Carolina Nisevich.
Emily Zagnit.
Kelly Ann Horn.
Hannah Park.
Samantha Schulman.
Alexa Sharp.
Marnie Russo.
Michael Licello.
Alexandra Koenig.
Stephanie Lee.
Evan Brooks. Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Health and Behavior Studies please stand and recognize our candidates? And would all of our graduates and our faculty please stand to be recognized?
And now for the presentation of the candidates, please welcome Bill Baldwin, Vice Provost.
President Furman, Mr. Ruckert, Mr. Hyland, trustees, faculty, staff, and guests. It is my pleasure as Vice Provost of the college to present to you the master's candidates from Teachers College. Please hold your applause until all the candidates have been recognized. Would Masters of Arts please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would Master of Science please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would Masters of Philosophy please stand to be recognized and remain standing? Would Masters of Education please stand to be recognized and remain standing? President Furman, I ask you to recommend these students for the granting of their master's degrees tomorrow morning at the Columbia University exercise. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patrick McGuire, the president of the Teachers College Alumni Association.
Graduates, it is with great pleasure that I formally welcome you into the Teachers College Alumni Association. You are joining a network of over 90,000 professionals comprising alumni of all 10 academic departments and all walks of life and career stages who have made a significant impact on the world. They have done so because of their intelligence, sensitivity, drive, knowledge, experience, and wisdom. They have also done so because of the people like the ones around you today. Family, friends, teachers, administrators, trustees, benefactors, and fellow alumni. And many of you would argue that they have done so because of their Teachers College preparation. Representing your Alumni Association, I am here today to tell you how valuable your participation can be. We are colleagues and collaborators, supporters and challengers, mentors and mentees, and most importantly, we are your peers. What holds us all together is our alma mater, Teachers College. While everyone has had a slightly different journey, I am certain that no one's path that has led you all to this time and place was free of challenges. I am also certain that along the way, you found inspiration, insight, and joy. And many of you have developed what will be lifelong friends. I encourage you to stay connected to your classmates and fellow graduates as you move forward in your careers and to tap into the deep pool of expertise and knowledge offered by the broader TC community. We hope not only to see you at future alumni events, but also featured in our future newsletters. Please remember that you will always have a home and a rich community at TC, which you can access physically and virtually. So on behalf of our fellow alumni, we all wish you the best in your endeavors, and we hope we have the opportunity to join you along the way. Congratulations and welcome, TC alumni.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Hyland, co-chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees.
Thank you, and good morning, almost afternoon. On behalf of all the trustees of Teachers College, I want to congratulate each of you on your very special achievement. We thank your family and friends for joining with the faculty and staff of Teachers College to recognize you, the master's candidates of the class of 2014. So few words. Please join us for light refreshments in Russell Courtyard at Teachers College. And if you'd be kind enough to remain in your seats until our graduates have left the cathedral. Thank you very much.